Hello and welcome to episode 28 of our Timberborn update for modded playthrough with the Folktales faction here in cycle 44, day 8. Last time we started building this gargantuan water wheel power generation complex and got a lot of good comments about this. People with different ideas and theories and stuff about what the best way to go about this is. So let's go ahead and pause real quick. I'm going to talk this out just a little bit before we get going too far. But the gist of this is, as I've discussed a couple times before, I want to employ the water folding technique popularized by YouTuber Skystorm. By the way, he's back making awesome Timberborn videos, so please do go check his channel out. He's currently playing Update 4 as well and doing a giant water wheel project, probably a little bigger than this one. I think he's going all the way across the entire perimeter of a map. But I digress. But the basic idea behind what he's doing is he's having the water just kind of compress and then kind of spiral down into different channels so it has a higher velocity and takes up less space. And we've already kind of, to a certain extent, done that a little bit. You can take a look at the speeds here. This one is 2.1, 2.2. This one's all the way up to 8. So we do know it is working. The problem we're running into is that this level is way too high, way too high. It is just completely unable to handle that much water physically going in. So what we're going to need to do is actually limit how much of all of this goes into this space. And I spent, I don't even know how long, most of today planning this out in a branch save I had. So I have actually tested this, and what I'm about to do should work just fine, assuming everything goes exactly like it did when I was testing. But one of the problems, as a couple of you have pointed out, was I did not have enough space linearly for the water to actually, what's the right word, to go down in level, or I was going to turn it around. So the way I have this set up right now is it's coming all the way down here, and then it's turning around 90-degree turn, a 90-degree turn, and going through another row of these. But I've been told, and I did test and confirm that this is actually going to work. It needs to be about 10 water wheel lengths for these guys to fully take advantage of everything before the water level is going to drop down. So that means we've got to extend this channel. And the way that's going to work is, right now I have 4 here. I had planned to have about 7. So all we need to do is just extend this channel a bit further this way. So like I said, this is 4. I'm not going further this way because that's just going to take way too much wood to get all this stuff done. But we're going to extend it this way. So this will be 5. This will be 6. This will be 7. I have all of this blocked off, I know. This will be 8 right here. So I need to blast out 5 more, which conveniently happens to be where this already was. So I'm going to take these stream gauges out because we don't really need to be messing with these at this exact moment. But we're going to put our dynamite in here, blast this out, which is also going to mean this all needs to be reworked and taken out. So I'm going to just, since we're already here, just take all of this out. We'll come back and redo it in a way that makes a little bit more sense in a second. But what we're going to need to do, extend this, going to go ahead and have this come up this way. Same thing over here. And of course this is going to have another wall up here to prevent things from overflowing, but that is going to take us a while to get to. So we're going to have water wheels going all the way up here, and in order to fold in properly, we're going to have to actually make a box around these. All of our, what do you call them things? Water source blocks. And elevate this at least a couple more levels to try and get as much in as we possibly can. So, but this is the first step, though, to get this excavated out just a little bit more. And we are going to lose water coming over the side here, but we're not actually, generating power with this, so that's fine. It's going to allow them to get in there a little bit easier and not have to worry about so much stuff. So that's going to be all good to go. The rest of this down here is going to be completely fine, with the exception of not having enough levees here to get the water to compress. So the problem with compressing the water, is it has to have a certain number of faces for the water to flow down. 2 is not enough. 3's better, 4 is better than that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put one here, here, and here. So now it has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical faces to fold down, and it still is going to go down to the same level, come around here and just kind of go through there like that, sound effects included. And the reason that is I don't know if you've ever taken a look at actual, I don't know what the industry term is for it, but dams and spillways and stuff in real life will have sometimes what is called a weir. I'm going to try my best to put images of this on screen if I remember. But what a weir is it's kind of like, you know how corrugated cardboard, if you look down the side of it, has this kind of wavy back and forth sinusoidal wave, I think is what they call it in science, kind of pattern. Just like this a little bit. That's kind of what you would do with a weir in some cases, where you just want to create more surface area for the water to go off of so you can move more of it at once in the same linear space. So if you have, for example, I'm going to pause so they don't actually build this, but if you have kind of like a jagged tooth setup like this that takes up 7 spots wide versus just this, you have 7 vertical faces, assuming for the sake of argument that this is hemmed in on both sides by a wall, so you can't count that as a face. You have 7 vertical faces, whereas with this coming over this way, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, almost twice as many, which means in theory you can get more water moving over the same amount of space in the same amount of time, so it's a much more efficient design. And that's kind of how the water compression folding technique thing works. It's just you're not really going to see people doing this much of a pattern that often. But we have the ability to, because we have all this space. So we get rid of all of that stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since this has to be 2 blocks wide, it gets a little bit more complicated and it's going to be slightly uneven, but, you know, we'll get over it. It'll be okay. Once this is put in place, I guess I can unpause. Once this is put in place and this is dynamited all the way out, we're going to have this come in on the side like so, at least right here, and you can see we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical faces. I have these things I probably can go ahead and get rid of, but I'm going to remove that so they can collect all of these. If they can reach them, I think they can. Yeah, let's just get all of this out of the way first and build that so they can, you know, actually do stuff. But that's going to give us 4 edges. And then when we come up here to do the rest, it's going to get wider and wider and wider, and we're just going to kind of go out, not completely 45 degrees diagonal, but I had the idea of going like this, and then that, and then that, and then actually expanding this out a little bit more, and then going up vertically, going both ways to see how much we can cram through. Now, it's possible that we can't put everything that I have attempted to squeeze in my, at least talking about this right now. But we're going to do our best. We're going to figure it out, and I think we're going to have a pretty good result. I can tell you that the 10 wheels, 10 wheels, 10 wheels, 10 wheels, etc. does work perfectly. That's just about the right amount of space, and if you have the correct amount of water going into it, it doesn't flood. So that's going to be something fun to look forward to. But before we do that, we have another, arguably more pressing problem, and that's this district does not have enough beavers to build this quickly, even though we have, what, 7 builders' huts, plus the district center and all that stuff. And they're going to take a really long time because we don't have a good import-export thing set up. The trains work. I don't know why they don't visually run, but the trains do actually move stuff. It's just, for whatever reason, the goods aren't transferring like we would want them to. But the passenger stations are working. I don't know why they have the little warning sign, but these beavers actually do come in and out of the station. You'll see them pop up every once in a while. But I figured that out probably about 2 hours into my testing earlier today, and I was clicking on stuff trying to figure out why the trains weren't going to be running. But they're moving passengers around, and this will change pretty much every time you come back to this, obviously not within 2 seconds of each other. But they're using the passenger stations, and it's working. You just aren't visually seeing the train running. So, don't know exactly what's going on with that, but it works, kind of. The the goods stations are still having a little bit of a problem, but that's fine. You know, it's a mod that very kind person made for free, and if it has some problems, I'm not going to get mad about it, and you shouldn't either. Be nice to mod people, because it's a lot of pressure to maintain stuff like this. So be thankful when it works, and when it doesn't work, maybe choose kindness instead of getting angry at people. Not that I think any of you are doing that, but you know somebody is, because of the way this world works. All that being said, what we're going to need to do is be a little bit smarter about how we import and export materials. And I think one of our problems importing things like logs is that all of the storage for all of our stuff is all the way over here. So our poor district crossing workers have to just absolutely work themselves to death to try and get everything taken care of. So to that end, I'm going to go ahead and place in a bunch of storage here, so we can keep some of this stuff right at the entrance of the district. So that is what I'm putting in here. We're going to have, I can't put underground piles above ground, obviously, but I can have a large pile for logs right here, and I can have one for planks. Set this to supply. And then we can have some storages as well. We have warehouses for different types of food and, of course, gears. And that's a pretty good thing to start out with. Just want to make sure we're giving all of our beavers the chance to, you know, survive for all of that. That's all sorts of fun. We don't have to have huge warehouses. I just needed somewhere for the district crossing workers to actually deposit things, so it doesn't become a problem. For things like water, though, I kind of want to put a large tank in just so we have more storage. So that will be going here just for water. We are making biofuel. We actually have a full storage of biofuel. Catalyst is a little bit slower going, but we are making it, so when we actually have bots, it should be a little bit easier for us to operate. But yeah, the basic staple stuff really, really needs a place right next to the district center, district crossing, whatever, to actually, you know, get placed. I don't think much is going to be coming from this one because it's so far away, but this is a direct connection to our main Beaverburg 11 district. So I think that's going to be a little bit easier for them to take care of. Just make sure these are all set to supply once again. There we go. This is the big four: logs, planks, gears, and packaged foods. Metal, I think, should be okay because directly connecting to the Iron Islands is going to work just fine for that. Otherwise, we're doing okay. For most other stuff, it's just food is a little bit of a problem, and if we're going to have more builders, we are going to need more beavers, which means we need more food and more water. And we do have these pumps going, but there's going to come a time where you just need to have more stuff than you can produce reliably in one district. And now is pretty much that time. Other things we might want to go ahead and get involved with is we're making biofuel out of potatoes. And we don't have potatoes in this district, which means we have to import them from all the way over here, which is fine. That's why we have that, but it's a little slow, and I think we're going to want to have at least a farm growing potatoes, and then for the catalyst, sunflower seeds locally, just so we can supplement and not have to worry about too much of that other stuff. The only problem is the terrain is not really that hospitable for for growing some stuff. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll make it work. We just have to be a little careful about how this stuff is set up, and it's not going to be a big farming district or anything. But I do want to plant, at the very least, some potatoes and some sunflower seeds. I will go ahead and put in sunflowers a little closer here, and then have some other potatoes up there. I think these guys can reach all of that. Yeah, and don't get too attached to them right here. I'm just growing them because we don't need this area now, but I've got some pretty cool ideas I'm going to talk to you about later for this space. Because remember, this is going to be pretty wide. We're going to have this going zigzag pretty much all the way until it's almost level with this. And I've got some cool stuff planned out that is going to take a really long time to build, but is going to look really, really, really cool. So that's exciting. All that being said, we need more beavers here, and that's going to be a problem that is going to take us a little while to solve. We have 8 unemployed beavers, which I believe, yeah, they're in the Iron Islands district. So what we need to do is either give them jobs here or push them out somewhere else. And our district crossings should all be fully staffed, and they are. So that's the that was the easy option. These things are lower priority, so we really don't need that. Easiest thing I can think of is just, you know, remove some houses. So now we have 7 homeless beavers, which means, guess what? We don't need to have 7 of those 8 beavers here. So we have housing for 111. How did that happen? How do I have an odd number for... Oh, I put a single over here. That's right. Long time ago. So the minimum population for the Iron Islands district should be set to 111. So that's what we'll do. Beaverly Hills, we haven't really done anything with. I need to do other stuff over there, so would welcome your comments and suggestions on that, what you'd want to see. I think I've asked that before. But I'm going to bump the minimum for Cascadia up to, let's say 70. See how that works. Because I think in Beaverburg proper we have... Oh no, we still have vacancies. But some of these jobs I think are redundant at this point. Especially these industrial things, they're all going to get replaced, so I'm not too worried about that. The only thing I want to keep here is food production. We'll keep that in place. But for right now, I think everything is fine. Let's come up here. So now I've got 16 homeless beavers, which means we need to have more and more housing. So, you know the drill. We'll just keep on adding more. It's going to take them a very long time to build all this. Unless we have bots, which I do want to get to. It's just that takes a very long time to get to as well. And let me click. Come on. Thank you. Yep, that has to go there. So that's going to be another 12 slots here in Cascadia. And we have 15 homeless beavers, so that actually needs to be a little bit higher. I don't really need to build this way, do I? Well, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so now the fun part is putting all the rest of this in, because this is a lot of wood. It's going to require a whole lot of work, and it's definitely not getting done today. So what's going to end up happening is I'm probably going to time-lapse a lot of this in a second. I'm not going to stop talking or actually doing stuff, but I might just speed up the game footage just because this would take us another 5 or 6 episodes just building this, and I don't think you guys want to see that. If you do, then, well, I might have a couple other questions for you about what you do with your free time. But, hey, if you want to spend it with me, that is A-okay, and I welcome it. Just, might have a little bit of concern about how much free time you've got, because I certainly don't have enough free time to be watching all of my stuff that I make, which is kind of weird when you think about it. But I digress. Let's keep going here. They have a little bit more to do as far as dynamite is concerned. So I'm actually going to go to triple speed for the first time this episode and let them do that. Looks like that's all finished. So now this is the correct length for all of our water wheels. We're not going to put them in yet, obviously, because, well, we can't really do too much with them. But what we can do is we can start messing with our folding stuff here. So remember how I said you want to have as many vertical faces in a small area as possible. So that is why I'm going to start doing this kind of thing. But it also has to go up one level for every time this happens. So then that, nope, that has to be like that. And so on and so forth. So this is, it's going to look a little funky. Just a little weird, but I think it's actually going to end up working out really, really nicely, assuming we can make this work the correct way. This might still end up being way too much, but we'll find out. So now we have that angle set up like so, and then this angle here. Actually, I moved that in too quickly. I think. Oh no, this needs to be one level higher. That's what I was doing wrong. Yeah, so you can kind of see the idea here is that we want this to be continually folding in. And what I'll do here is I will go ahead and stick kind of, I guess I could call this teeth out like this. Except it's going to end up looking more like this kind of an offset. So that way it has just a constantly cascading setup like this. And that's what that's going to look like. It's going to take a lot of wood to get this built up, but this should let us fold a considerable amount of water in. Building this, however, is going to be an absolute nightmare. It's going to take so long. So we will come back to this. The water's just going to kind of pour in over the side for now. Speaking of that, we have the ability here pretty quickly to actually start making stuff if we have power routed correctly. And what I was thinking of doing, we already talked about this last time, where all of these segments here are kind of connected powered levies to universal powered levies to stagger power transmission, but I don't have one in this wall yet. So what I was going to do, I was going to have one of these actually come through here and then put power into the buildings that I'm going to put here, which are going to be bot factories, the very first things. But before we do that, I did get a comment last episode, 2 episodes ago, one of those saying that the strategy I had for using bot part storage was completely wrong, and they are correct. Because what I've done is I've got all the bot chassis in these small warehouses. I have one warehouse for heads and one for limbs. What I should be doing, because the limbs seem to be a bottleneck, is I should have 2 of these storages, these medium ones for limbs, which are those, and then 3 of these small ones for chassis, 3 of them for heads. So it's less overall storage. It's 90 each for heads and chassis, but it's 400 for limbs. So if you have 4 limbs per bot, 1 head, 1 chassis, then guess what? 400 storage of limbs and a little bit less than 100 each of chassis and heads. That's actually in favor of the limbs. So we shouldn't ever, assuming production is set up right, shouldn't ever run out of limbs. And those 2 are already heads. Yeah, I somehow missed turning this one into heads. So that's done. And now the fun part can begin, where I put bot part factories here, here, and here. And then, since how these actually conduct power, can put in a platform, and then a power shaft. Right. Are you joking me? I thought for sure that would connect there. Oh, I was 1 spot off. It has to go here. I gotta scream. I gotta scream real quick. My God, man. That worked? Why did that... Okay, well. I guess I was wrong. So, enjoy that. Me making a full mistake like that. We will fix that though, because I can have this come in off the side through something else. So, oh, they don't have the food factories. That's right. That's right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, just temporarily speaking, stop that. I am going to go ahead and have this right here be a universal levy, just so I can have something ugly that works for the sake of actually, you know, accomplishing anything today. We'll just put this straight power shaft, and then universal power shaft here and here, and then straight power shaft into the side of this. Assuming that is actually connected. This thing tries to gaslight me. There we go. So that's going to power all these things once the water actually goes through here, which I think I can actually unpause these, and we can have at least a couple of them connected. But that's the idea. We want to be making our bot parts so we can have bots. So chassis, limbs, And then this one can be heads. Obviously, they have to get the other stuff, but most of that does have storage here, so we should be okay. Now we just got to get them to rush. To rush all of this stuff. So that's where the fun happens, because I've got to get... Yeah, I've got to get this whole thing finished before they can do any of that. So that's pretty much from here up. Yep. Just have to do that one level at a time. There we go. So that should get almost all of that done. And they can build this relatively quickly. There we go. And then that. Good. Alright, so they'll take care of that first. That's exactly what I wanted. I thought for sure I could get that to go through the front. Maybe the Iron Teeth model's different. That's what was messing me up. Because I'm pretty sure the Iron Teeth one allows you to transmit power through the front of those. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to look at like an idiot in our update 5 one. But I digress. That's... Oh, this is flooding. Perfect. All right, we got to do a little bit of emergency damage control here. Yeah, I need to build these. Get those done first, but I do want them to build up from the bottom here. And an easy way for us to actually accomplish that is going to be to put in a ladder right here in the corner, so they can just walk right in and have a bunch of them work all at the same time. This will stop being drowned pretty quickly once they have that taken care of. I just have way too much water coming through here, and that is not what we want, because this is all basically just shoving itself through here. Oh good, a drought. That's not a bad water, because this is update 4, but it is a drought and it's still red. Alright, so once the... well, this is overfilled, which is why this is like this. But the drought's actually going to come at a perfect time for us to do a little bit more work here. So, thankful for that. Oh good, this is already looking good. Let's prioritize. That should help substantially getting stuff in here, because when we have more beavers to be more builders, then we're going to be in trouble. We're not going to be having a good time. But this should pretty quickly fix itself. Good, they've got that in place, Just need to have actual stuff. Yeah, and our amount of logs coming through here is really not sufficient. So we have only 5 haulers. I'm going to go up to 10. That should be good. The healer is already lowest possible priority. Once they build these houses, which have been deprioritized, of course, but once they build those, they should be able to take care of most of this stuff. We could be tearing these trees down if we really wanted to. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But because they're here, I might as well go ahead and have a beaver working as a lumberjack here to get rid of them. I think he should be able to reach most of that. It would be enough. And now begins the very long process of actually building stuff. See how much power this is making? 655. So when this is actually set up correctly, it's going to be tremendously powerful. But it has to be set up correctly. So each level of this in my testing was making about 4,000, because they were only getting about 400. So I don't know why that one's so fast. Maybe I'm onto something with this slight modification that I've done here. But we'll yeah, see that's closer to what I was getting here. I think it's because I've been diverting less water so it doesn't flood as much. Oh yeah, definitely want to get down with that. Now, the bot part factories can't currently operate because there's no power, so I am going to go ahead and pause them. But we will be back, and I'm going to... Oh, they already had logs here? So what's the skinny on not having logs come in? Is it this district is out of logs? No, they have 12,000, so that just needs to be prioritized a bit better. District crossing should be exporting. Import always. Import if needed. Maybe that's what was causing that. Export threshold 0%. I think that's what we want. And both of these are generating so many logs, I don't think these need to be set to... Okay, good. That one isn't. And this one isn't also. This guy should also not be set to... Ah, that's why. I had that set to import always, so that was just sucking all the wood out of this. Because I had a ton of storage for logs over here. I got, I think, 2. No, that one's metal blocks. Huh. Logs. Oh, they're right here. Logs and logs. So hopefully that should start going up. This also should not be sucking food out, and it is. Yeah, that should be set to import if needed. No wonder it couldn't feed my beavers here. I just didn't have my settings done correctly. There we go. That's good. So I wonder if possibly my goods stations were also not set up correctly. It says allow receiving. Good. That's what that was supposed to be. Logs, I should allow receiving here for logs. And water. I mean, I don't know if we'll physically see the trains, but I have to believe it's working because of the passenger stations are constantly cycling through different beavers. You just don't see the trains running, which is kind of strange. But I digress. Yes, now we're out of food. But we should have... Yeah, they got food coming through here. It just has to get picked up by the haulers. And eventually growing potatoes here is going to help with that too. Alright, what kind of progress are we making here? They still haven't built here because they don't have the logs, but they will. I'm going to high priority these ladders here so we can get that taken care of. But putting this little bit of levees right here has helped stop some of the flooding. And these are still putting out over 500 apiece. So we are making good progress. Love to see that. And going to be very exciting once this is all said and done. But the fun thing about building this stuff like this is it takes a lot of trial and error. And even though I planned all this out, spent hours doing this, there's probably still going to be something I'm going to mess up. So I appreciate your patience as we as we go to work through this. In fact, I've already identified an area in which I have made bad choices. This entire stack has to move back because this has to come all the way up here. Just to show you what I'm talking about. So we have 4 wheels here. This will be number 5. This will be number 6. I'm actually just going to leave that one there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. I actually need to blast this out a couple more blocks and then move this back another few. So I know it's frustrating. But we're learning. And when you learn, it's okay to make mistakes. Well, it's okay to make mistakes once. Any more than that, and then it starts to become a habit. But we'll get that situated. We also have to put these up here. I'm not going to put any more on this side just because I don't want to mess with that too much. But I can go ahead and just put these water wheels in where they will fit and just pause the construction because I don't need that in my life right now. And we also have to take these levees out to continue the universal powered levee train, which I can actually just go ahead and do because we're about to have a drought anyway, so that's not going to be that big of a problem. But this, I should probably keep it accessible for at least right now. But that needs to go down, that needs to go down. This one actually can go down because they have an alternative path. So I just need to click on the side here. And then to get down to the next one, I've got to actually blast this out. Same as over here. I promise this is all going to make sense when we're done. It's just, It's going to take a long time. It's not a fast process. But hey, that's why you watch these, right? My God, we're already 38 minutes into this. Oh no. Oh no. This is going to be such a fast time lapse at the end, because I'm going to have this run for a long time to have any semblance of anything happen today. But that's fine. All right, so there's our drought. Never thought I'd be happy to see a drought here, but it's going to make it a lot easier to build this, I'll tell you that. How is our... yeah, so there's still the problem getting food in, which I really don't understand. It really should not be this difficult. We just have to have... Oh, I think I've got a pretty good idea why we don't have food storage anywhere close to this. Nowhere close. So what I will do is... I know this is ugly. This is supposed to be an aesthetic build. But we just need to have food storage over here. I shouldn't be complaining about how long it takes them to move stuff around if I'm deliberately making it hard for them, right? So by putting this here, then I can have packaged food here that can then just go zoop, instead of having to go all the way across the map. I'm almost certain that's what the problem is with that. Should make that nice and easy. Now, back to this. I do have this set up to dynamite, and that's looking good. That's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put in our universal powered levees, just like so. And again, the reason I stack those too high is because each level of this is going down by 1 block. So you want that to reach down so it can connect to the side of the water wheel that is adjacent to it, like I have done right here. You see those are connected. That's connected to this guy. So that's why that's the thing, in case you were unclear on that. Oh, this is so laggy. Come on. All right, so that's good like so. I need that to be set like so. I am going to go ahead. I know it might seem kind of dumb and wasteful, but I really like the idea of this being visually uniform, so I am going to blast all this out and replace it with levees. We have tons of wood, so don't worry. We just have to get it imported, which is always something that takes a long time. In fact, I probably should have another storage over here, maybe another underground pile up in this area for logs to obtain. There we go. Prioritize by haulers. Can't do that until that one's built. But now we have a whole army of haulers over here that can bring stuff in. We need to let them actually, do some work. So we should see them start to come in here pretty soon. There we go. And deposit things. Look at this. We've got a whole army here. Literally, probably 50 or 60 beavers just doing this. And now, this is full. So guess what? Now these guys don't have to go all the way across the map to get food. They can just go right here. He says as he watches beavers go all the way across the map to get other stuff. But we should see them pop in here to grab some stuff. And if not, I'm going to be kind of irritated because that's exactly how this is supposed to work. But I see them carrying water and logs so far, which is promising. And if they come back with food on this path, I'm going to have some words with them. Figure out exactly what it is they are doing wrong in their lives. That's still water, I think. Or is that... Oh, books. All right, well, that's allowed. If I set that to just... Okay, there they go. I guess I probably didn't have to set it to accept, but... No, I need to set it to obtain or else they're going to come eat out of this. Alright, that's fine. We should see this gradually fix itself. It's just kind of a slow process. So, at any rate, what I was going to say is that having the... oh, I need to connect the path. Having this set up in a way that allows them to access multiple points at the same time is going to make it substantially faster to build this, because pretty much only one beaver can operate on one tile from an adjacent tile at a time. So you want to be able to have multiple access points, and that's exactly what this does. So now they can walk along the side and all kind of work on this at the same time. Look how fast that is now. So much better. So much better. And before we get too far along, I want to put in a surprise tool that will help us later with our universal powered levees. I'm just going to have this go all the way down for reasons that will become clear a little bit later. But that is... oh, no, that doesn't need to be that high. That can be that high. And then both of these can be regular powered levees. Nope, 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 get out of here. And these can be just like that. I know that probably looked like I had no idea what I was doing, but I promise you I do. I promise you I actually do have some sort of an idea. Sometimes. But yeah, having power all the way out the front of this is going to be very, very important when we get to the point where we can actually use that. So, we'll see what happens. Should be fun. Waiting on explosives here. Am I going to have to... I'm going to have to take all this out, aren't I? Well, let's go ahead and blast this out as well. Right here, they should be able to reach that, no problem. And I am going to put a path on the top of here so they can build all of this at the same time. But not here, because we're also going to be blasting this out. Which I believe they should be able to reach all of this. Should be. There we go. This will make sense. Don't worry. Just gotta get there. Alright. Now, how are we looking? Okay, so food supply is gradually improving. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but is gradually fixing itself. This has been a good choice. I guess I should have water over here too. How much water do I have stored in this district? 4,400. Could be a little bit better. We'll see. My main priority with this was to get the construction actually moving a little bit faster, and the wood is going to be a challenge, but I think we'll be okay. Alright, otherwise in this district we have... Really? We have 7 builders' huts and they're all occupied? Okay, so that should be enough. I mean, that's what, 28 beavers plus the ones in the... 32 beavers working as builders. Should be enough to make this happen. Just have to actually get it done. Oh, these absolute idiots. Oh, man. Oh, they built this one first. They shouldn't have done that. Well, not the end of the world. This will still turn when the water comes back. And this will eventually get built. It's just, oh, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a real long time to get in there. So let's give them a little bit of a helping hand. And delete this. And put in a platform. Come on, let me click. Sheesh. And put in a platform right here that's going to allow them to put all the rest of this in at once. And then we'll delete the platform, put in the water wheel. And then we'll be good to go. But once they have this stuff in, all of these will be able to turn at the same time and power our bot part factories. But if you remember, these guys were making like 550 a piece. So they should, this one by itself should be able to power those 3 just fine with no problems. So that's what we'll do. And on top, at least for right now, I'm going to put 2 bot assemblers and connect them with these platforms, because we have the ladder right there. And that's a-okay. Now, I do think I'm going to end up putting another level of levees on top of this at some point. And this is not permanent here. This is just to get the bots going so we can, you know, actually accomplish something. Because that is going to take quite a long time. Now, the other fun thing is that this storage on the inside is currently not accessible here because of the way this is set up. Because I never finished putting stuff together to get access over on this side. So, what I'm going to need to do, again, something that is very temporary, but is going to help us out considerably, is just build ourselves a little connector right here. And just be done with it. So that's going to need to be prioritized. The assemblers don't need to be because we can just make parts. We can always make assemblers later. All right, so this one levee is pretty much all that needs to be put into place until we have our these built. And those, unfortunately, are going to take quite a long time, but we can still put the water wheel here and have that taken care of. Or, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we could put in a couple more platforms here so we can have multiple beavers access stuff at the same time, which probably is a smarter move. So putting those two there means that they can access this, this, and potentially this one all at the same time once those are in place. So that'll make that go quite a bit faster. But again, when the water comes back, this is going to be rotating. So that's perfectly fine. Now this is ready to get detonated and replaced with levees. And we actually don't need to have this path here, not yet. So I'm actually going to remove that water wheel as well so they can, well, there's no other way to get around here, but I do want them to be able to walk back and forth once this is put back in place. Oh, come on, man. This, I'll tell you, it's a screenshot mod, man. It's the screenshot mod. It always causes me some lag. But it's cool, and I'm glad that we have it, but it is sometimes rather frustrating. So I'm going to let them... I'm going to let them take care of that. Oh, you know what I didn't do? You guys are going to hate me for this. Yeah, I have to blow all of that up too. Oh, what fun, huh? Always a delight. So they'll take care of that. Shouldn't be an issue. And we have a couple more days until the water comes back. Anyhow. And then at that point, we'll probably go into time-lapse mode to try and get as much of this done as we can. It's not all going to be today. I already told you it's going to take a really long time. But we are going to do our very best because that's what you do. I'm not going to set these off quite yet because I need them to be able to, you know, actually get in here. They should be able to get to most or all of these, hopefully all of them. Yes. Excellent. Yeah, you can see this is actually going considerably faster now, which is very, 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 very good news. It just unfortunately takes a whole lot of materials. But we haven't run out of food. It's a little sketchy, but we haven't run out quite yet. And the log supply is slowly improving. We just have to get our haulers hauling correctly. Are these even... Wow, oh, that's why. Duh. I didn't have these prioritized at all. What am I doing, man? That's why. That is the reason for all of my problems right there, is that I don't have my storage prioritized. Alright, let's come in here. Can I even click on this? Packaged foods. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, man. You know, somebody in the Discord, I think it might have been in the Beard Booster section, suggested that I should do highlight compilations of all of my failures in these videos and put them out as a blooper reel at the end of a season. I think that would be fun. I probably don't have the time to do that, but if you guys have any desire in doing so, I think you can clip videos on YouTube and you can assemble playlists or whatever. So hey, anybody wants to do that, go right ahead. I think that would be a fun way to enjoy a little bit of humor. and reflect on some of the fun that we've had here. Yeah, but look how fast we're going now. This is good. I cannot believe I didn't have these prioritized, man. Oh, that's so rough. Oh, that's so bad. Planks and metal blocks. I guess I should have this prioritized also. These two should really be set to obtain because this is building material for our bots. Who's on the hey, Devilish Fun passenger station? Who's at the passenger stations on the other ones? Let's see. Rogue operations. Where are you trying to go, bud? It's not going to tell me. All right, that's fine. I mean, I cannot believe I didn't have those priority. I mean, I can believe it, but at the same time, I kind of can't. And I said last time, hey, MP3, I said last time I was going to plant trees here, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't plant trees here. So, since we're already here, why don't we... oh, man, why don't we go ahead... Why don't we go ahead and do that? Just plant a whole bunch of oak trees. Yes, sirree. I don't think you can reach that far, actually. Can't reach all the way. Alright, that's fine. But he can do most of this, I think. Yeah, he's got a couple more in range. Alright. Well, that's a good use of time. This is getting closer, getting closer. Love to see it. Got 1 day left in the drought, and then cycle 45, and a little bit of time-lapse fun awaits. But they got to be faster at putting this stuff in. That's kind of the problem. Is no matter how many haulers you have, they're not going to build anything faster because these guys just go between warehouses and all that fun stuff. Builders got to move all their own garbage. Which, I don't know, it seems like every time I bring that up, someone is like fiercely arguing in the comments about how it's the other way, or if I change my mind and decide it's the other way, then somebody else says, no, it was the first way. So, who knows? Could be voodoo for all I'm concerned. Probably actually is closer to that than just regular science, because that's how games work, I guess. But regardless, we have 10, so if they're going to do something, they can do it. If not, then they're not going to do it. I just don't have enough beavers to do everything all at the same time, and I want to keep having some more. But I can't feed them or keep them hydrated reliably, so we're not gonna be bothering with that. This one needs to be set to supply. There we go. Well, at least this is operating nicely, as are the logs, so this should continue getting better. Might not ever be super completely full, but it is going to be usable. It would be so nice if I could have all of these connected by the time the drought starts. I know it's not going to happen. But getting bots rolling before the end of this episode would be absolutely incredible. And would also make this time lapse go a whole lot faster. Because we have the biofuel and we have catalyst. We don't have a ton of catalyst, but we do have some. 500, 450-ish. But we're full up on biofuel at 1200, and the bots are going to keep going forever with that stuff. So we'll see once the water starts coming in, these will start rotating, and as soon as they're connected, they'll be all good to go. And you should see these start going a whole lot faster. And I still have to blast a bunch of this out, which is going to take a while. I got to take these out 4 blocks down. But don't forget, we have the, what's it called? The automatic dynamite mod. So we can definitely do it. I'm going to have this go out this far because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it does have to be. Does it have to be further than this? All right, hold on. I got to pause. Did I do it to myself again? For it to be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really? Wow, oh, man. All right, so all of this has to be detonated 4 blocks down. So that's going to be fun. Oh, and that means these have to be higher, lower Lower than that. Oh, jeez, come on. Okay, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to take these out again. I'll just make those 2 blocks down. That'll work out just fine. But this only has to be 1 block for sure. This one... No, these also only have to be 1 block, but I digress. We're about to have a whole bunch of water come pouring through this thing. And hopefully it spins these water wheels, because I really want to make sure this gets done. The frame rate's also probably going to be complete garbage, but we'll see. We'll be okay. Alright, we're spinning. How much power are we making? 40. Alright, those are rookie numbers up. You got to get those numbers up. Come on, give me 500 again. It might not because I have so much coming off the side here, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm holding out hope here. 69, 72, 75. Okay, now it should start going a little bit faster. Now we're generating power, so I'm going to unpause, start making this. All right, and this it is going to keep going as we funnel more and more stuff in, but like I said, it's going to take a really, really long time. Even with me doing a time lapse, this still could be 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes of this. So hopefully this is something you're interested in. If not, I got bad news. Got bad news about the next 3 weeks of this series. I'll try to condense it as much as I can, but you know, part of my whole thing is I don't edit these, so I shouldn't do any cuts, but I think time lapses are probably fine. Or if you'd rather see fully edited things, that's fine too. Let me know. Ultimately, I want to make stuff you guys want to watch, but at the same time, these big projects, if you do them in real time, you're going to go insane. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever watch, there's a YouTuber named Let's Game It Out, who just breaks games irreverently, and it's hilarious. Love his videos. But he'll take sometimes a month to make a video, and everyone's like, why does it take you so long to release a video? And then he says, oh, I played this save for 3,000 hours. And then people are like, what's wrong with you? Because the guy, I don't know, he might have a screw loose or something, but his videos are hilarious. But sometimes you just have to do that when you have these giant projects, or you're trying to exploit a weakness in something, or what have you. So good things take time. That's why these series are so long, because I want to make sure that we're doing things that are worth doing. But at the same time, sometimes you just kind of have to know when to break format or change something for the benefit of yourself or for the viewers in this case, whatever. So if you would rather just see me just completely time skip to when this is all complete, let me know. If you want it time-lapse, let me know. If you're a glutton for punishment like me and you just want to play it all in real time, that's fine too. Let me know. But I really do need to have your opinions on this, because at the end of the day, the videos are for you and you watch them. So I want to make sure I'm doing what you are wanting to see. But look, now we're making 424. And these guys are operating at almost maximum power input. And we're going potatoes. These are currently drowning because I haven't built the rest of these universal powered levies. But we'll be getting to that part pretty soon. All right, we have some limbs. Very good. We're going to have chassis and heads. Also, tour gates are actually going to be able to be constructed now. So maybe this one will show up if this becomes something that gets imported. And where's this one? Yeah. We might see these actually get finished today, which would be cool because I think those look really nice. All right, so now this is just about... I am going to leave this one in place, but I'm going to go ahead and take this out so I can put in our power wheel, water wheel. I always call it a power wheel. No, the power wheel is the thing I had in the 90s. Big dump truck kind of thing. That was cool. But the problem with the power wheels was, I don't know, the motors would always burn out too early. Or, I don't know, we never did this, but I heard stories of people who would supercharge those things. So, you know, it runs off like a lawnmower battery, right? Like 6 volts, 12 volts, whatever it is. Probably 12 volts. But people would take... well, in the 90s, you didn't have these super high-powered cordless drills. Like, you had a cordless drill in the 90s, you were like a hot shot dude. You're like paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for some of these things. Of course, now everybody's got one for like $50 from whatever your favorite tool store is. But I digress. Like, the dads that always wanted to show off were always putting like multiple batteries wired in series, so it'd be like 48 volts going through this thing, and you see some like 3-year-old girl in a Barbie Jeep doing wheelies on the street. It's super cool. But of course it completely fries the electronics because it's not designed to do that. I don't really know where I was going with that, but that was a fun story. I always love doing kind of stupid garbage like that. And of course I think now people are taking those rechargeable drill batteries and just hardwiring them, so you have, I don't know, like some, I don't know, they probably make Teslas and F350 Power Wheels now. I haven't checked, but you see videos of these kids just like going super fast down the street, doing wheelies and like tipping it up on 2 wheels on turns. Like, okay, objectively, that's not a safe thing to be like, you know, encouraging your child to do. But if you're the kid, that's probably pretty awesome. Probably a whole lot of fun. So I know some of you out there are parents. Have you done that to your kids' Power Wheels? Do kids even still use Power Wheels? Let me know. That's a really fun, like a cool dad or cool mom thing to do. Although I imagine probably not too many moms are going to do that because, I don't know, women tend to have more common sense than men. I think that's why they live longer. But I digress. We got to get some more of this stuff done, man, or I'm just going to go insane. Going to go loopy over here. But we've got bot parts, and we don't have the bot assemblers done yet. I probably should go ahead and just build one of these, because I have in this district. Yeah, I have all the parts. Okay, yeah, we'll just make an assembler. Start having a bot. So that should be fun. I've got a couple more of these explosives to put in. Blast this channel out, refill it with put levies back in, and then that's going to be it. Once that's taken care of, I think we can start a time lapse. Then I don't know, maybe we'll have story time or something. Okay, and then that's going to have to go there so they can get down. I think that'll be fine. Let's go all the way across. There we go. That should help them build this, hopefully, a little bit faster. And I might need to put another level on top of this, but for right now, that's going to have to be good enough. Oh, good. We just need the metal blocks. All right, so while they're taking care of that, let's just take a quick look-see. Yeah, trains are still idling, unfortunately. I think if I make another one, it should, yeah, it's going to go around the track. It's not going to stop at the stations. It's probably going to go to the waiting track, which I have one more up here at this far side. So I think that's what it's going to end up doing. I do kind of want to change this to passenger, not tank wagons, passenger wagons. I know it's probably not going to do anything, but we can pretend that that's what the beavers are getting in. Also, like, the models for this are just really cool. I just want to take a second to appreciate that. Like, it matches, it looks really good, and there's like a bench in there. Well, look at this. I can't adjust my clipping, I don't think. Not without going into dev mode, but like, you look at this, like, there's a lot of care and just really, really good design that goes into it. Look, it just looks so cool, man. And it's such a shame that I can't get them to work correctly, because this really is a great mod. And the mod creator is a really, really nice guy. I just wish I could get this to work, because I feel like I'm making him feel bad because it's not functioning correctly. But you know, sometimes that's just the way she goes. All right, this is oh, they're already 15% done. Nice. And once we have our first bot, then we'll be able to be good here. Oh my God, it's already an hour and 6 minutes long. Oh, I'm so bad at this. We've got 2 more here, almost done, and then we'll detonate this. We'll put our levies in place, and then, yeah, like I said, just going to run a little bit of a time lapse, and we'll see what we can get done. But we got to make sure... Oh, that's right, I set those to be automatic. I hope that means they can actually get to stuff. All right, nobody walk in there, please. Oh, you absolute fool, I almost clicked detonate. All right, we managed to avoid death. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to pop this in here. You're never going to see this. Why'd you put that there? Because I want to. Next question. Yeah, we'll do the stacking either later or I'll do it here in this time lapse in a second. But I just thought it would be fun to just watch this get built for a second. You know, it's enjoyable, especially once we have other fun stuff like bots come in. But we are growing potatoes in this district. We are growing sunflowers. Got 3. I don't think I need 3 beavers in here. I think I'm fine with not 3, but yeah, I'm gonna just take that down to 2 so they can go do something else. Refineries are already lowest possible priority. Catalyst. We probably need to have at least 1, but I'm gonna have this just be 1 beaver here. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, I want to see the bot. I want to see it before we start doing our time-lapse stuff. Is there anything else? Oh, this is so choppy. Is there anything else we can do while I'm waiting? Why are these all thirsty? We got plenty of food, plenty of water. It's probably because they have too much to do, honestly. But they're fine. I love these flywheels, man. They're so cool. Oh, I guess I could talk to you guys about that while we're waiting for the bots to get built. The reason I put this in is because I want to put flywheels embedded into the structure here. I'm going to completely cover them so you can't see that they're there. But I'm going to put flywheels in to store a whole bunch of power so that when the droughts are here, we don't have to worry, we can keep running everything. But I'm thinking the plan is going to be these large framed ones. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to fit, but I want to put a bunch. And these are, oh, large vertical. Oh, I have 180,000 science. Yeah. These guys probably going to be, just like a couple of these coming out here. Maybe a junction box or something to transfer power. Put another one on top. But yeah, that's going to store a whole bunch of power, and we're going to be in really, really good shape. 74%, 75%. We're almost there. Almost there. I'm so excited. So excited to get bots, because you know what that means. So I can have the bots make the bots. And that's going to be a lot better of a scenario. But eventually I think I want the bots as builders so they can work 24 hours a day. And I might make the first couple bots builders just to help these guys out. But we're almost there. 97%, 98, 99, on hundreds. Where's my beard bot? Where's he at? I clicked on the wrong thing. No, no. Show me the population. Thank you. I love how it counts the trains and wagons as items. Beard bot number 1. My man is unemployed. Well, guess what? Now he's fun employed at the builder's hut. And he can run around and build some cool stuff for us. Grabbing logs, going up here, and then going up here, 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 going over here, and doing it all over again. So we'll leave him alone. Come over here. I heard a lot of explosions. I think that means that this is working. Ah, oh, you idiot, Ford Prefect. You, sir, are an utter moron. I thought this mod was supposed to stop that from happening. I guess that wasn't the case. Well, at least it wasn't a beard booster, so I don't have to feel bad about calling one of you guys an idiot. Whether or not it's deserved. I like you guys. I don't want you to be stupid with explosives. Please be smart with explosives. Anyway, that being said, this is a great opportunity for us to go ahead and start this time lapse. So I will take it out of HUD mode, and we can sit here and kind of enjoy watching them do some dumb stuff, building and all that. So yeah, this will be sped up considerably, but we'll keep talking about what we're doing next in the meantime, because it is definitely time to end this episode and start getting you guys out of here. So, I know this one was a little long, but sometimes that's just how this has to be to get some sort of measurable progress. And with a huge project like this, it's definitely going to take quite a long time. So I really appreciate your patience and understanding as we go through all of that. I think the end product's going to be worth it. It's going to be really cool, especially once we have the folding completely taken care of. But like I said, that is going to take a very, very long time. And I'm going to do my best to try and compress it as much as I can without just completely cutting stuff out. But unless you guys really want me to edit stuff, I'm not going to do it, because that's the whole point. This channel is supposed to be authentic gameplay with these things, at least with this game. So would love your feedback on that, whether you think that's something you would like me to do for this project specifically, because this is going to take such a long time, and we've more or less done everything else we need to do on this map in other districts. So would love your feedback on that. Tomorrow we have Water Beavers coming back again for that series. We'll be back in this series on Thursday, and then the return to Update 5 on Friday, live stream Saturday, Sunday, etc., so on and so forth. Might have another live stream in the middle of this week if I can find the time in the evening. But outside of that, that's pretty much all we have to worry about right now. We'll just do the best that we can, get what we can get done, and go from there. But it's just always so much fun to do this stuff, and to sit here and talk to you guys about different things while we're playing the game and enjoying each other's company. And like I always say, this is a let's play, not a watch me play. I do want you to be involved and have an active voice in the process, because that makes it more fun. And I know a lot of you guys are really enthusiastic about the comments and other things that you, what's the word, supply to me. So I really, really am appreciative of that. I do read all the comments, like I've said before. So if there's anything on your mind that you think might be of benefit to the playthrough, or just want to say hi or whatever, do drop me a line. I always read them, even if I can't always respond. I really do appreciate you being here, as well as our beard boosters with all of their fantastic support, making it possible for me to do this pretty much full time now. Especially the amazing, amazing traction the last 3 weeks on the channel. What, 15 or 1600 new subscribers? We're up over 8,300 now, which is just nuts. Tons of views, tons of engagement, tons of really, really great people coming into the community, leaving insightful comments, and just making it a really fun environment. So thank you very much for that. I genuinely do appreciate it, and I hope that you come back for more, because we have tons of other stuff still left to do. And yeah, that is about all I've got. So whatever it is you're doing for the rest of your day, have a fun and safe time, and look forward to seeing you again soon for another video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.